They don't know what they don't know. Would you guys agree with me on that? Everything circles around that. If they're not making, let's say, whatever their goal is, $20,000, $30,000 a month for them to comfortably live right now, or whatever the case, depending on the country, obviously. If they're not making that, if they're not making enough money to live comfortably, I'm not talking about everybody needs to be rich and have just ridiculous amounts of money unnecessary. But I'm talking about whatever your dream is, whatever your desired lifestyle is. Where do you want to live? Where do you want to drive? Where do you want to vacation? Where do you want your kids to be to go to school? All that stuff, right? And you live comfortably. Most people would be great living that type of lifestyle. And so whatever that number on a monthly basis that you need to sustain that, okay, if you're not hitting that number, it's not because you don't have the desire, it's not because you're not working hard. In fact, a lot of these guys working 3-4 jobs, okay? But they don't know what they don't know. And so awareness is important. Now, these guys right here, okay, the 20%, they are more aware or less aware, would you say? Would you say they're more aware or less aware than the 80%ers? Okay, because these guys make more money. These guys making their ends meet, right? For the most part, but they're not really thriving, right? They're just like, they're up there and they're called, middle class, higher middle class, whatever, right? That type of stuff. And can anybody relate to that group? Right? They're not the Elon Musks of the world. No, but not by any stretch of imagination. They're like mid to higher middle class. Okay, these guys are also, they waking up in the morning, they're worried, they're hustling, they're grinding, they're jumping from opportunity to opportunity. Somebody says money is neutral. Yes, it is. Okay, money is a tool. That's right. Somebody says, who's Elon? I don't know, Google, and you'll find out, I guess, right? And so these guys are more aware. However, they're hustling. And the 80-20 rule right here, guess what? It applies to the top. The 80-20 applies here. Okay, let me see if we can. 80-20 also applies here to this little pie. Okay, so these guys also divide. We can divide them by like another 80-20 right here. Okay, so the pie looks like this. Okay, so this right here, all right, this right here applies to the top 20. So there's the 80-20 in the top 20%. You guys tracking with me on this? Is this making sense? I'm going with this somewhere because we're going to get into the strategies and positioning, strategies of execution and all this stuff.